Welcome everybody. Oh, that nameplate is wrong. I gotta go do these. So would you actually mind kicking off the introduction since we are not casting Major versus Cats while I get this fixed?
In the upper left, as the blue Protoss, it is Abaeterno? Que?
Yeah, our sincerest apologies to this guy and his fans if we're pronouncing your name wrong. I just realized, crap, I've got the wrong overlay on too since this is Game Heart. So guys, we're just gonna have to muscle through this together. My sincerest apologies, but yeah, let's just rock and roll for the time being. His opponent at the top right. I know it doesn't match the name bars up here. Rifkin, why are you so bad at this? It is the red Protoss player from Evil Geniuses, Huck.
Okay. So, the brackets are, you can actually view them. It's really nicely set up brackets. But pretty much knowing that Major and Huck are definitely the two are before make it out, right? The semifinals make it out. They've actually set them completely on opposite sides of the brackets.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. I mean, I think they did that, if not intentionally, but I'm a little bit curious on the. I mean, we see Major competing again. Major won Season 1 so one-sidedly. I mean, Huck got pretty close with those group stages, but, I mean, I'm surprised to see Major crop up again so quickly, not taking a season off or anything like that. If you guys have no idea what we're referring to, of course, there's the Copa America website. If you're here on Twitch, you can scroll down below and find all the information, the details there to find out things about the website, brackets, prize pools, distributions, etc. But, yeah, this is a brand new season. It's the first best of 3 of a brand new season. We find ourselves with a PvP. Now, I was spoiled earlier today. I got to see an absolutely fantastic PvP between Haswabs and Gung Fu Panda. Gung Fu Panda, for those who don't know, and there's a real, actual context to this story, so let's stick with me here. Once a very, very cheesy player, somebody that you would see 3-gate in PvPs all day, every day, quick dark shrines, you name it, cheese happened. He played a crazy, fantastic macro game, but what this did is it really gave me, like, a restored faith in Protoss players from North America. Something where that, or not North America, sorry, more, I guess, from the amateur scene, I should phrase that, is probably a better way to phrase it. So, I mean, Huck, we've seen him, he knows how to play this game. I really don't need to upsell him, but Abaeterno is this guy we don't know. We've never seen him before in my life, and the reform that I saw earlier today really just put a lot of faith in kind of the no-named players, the ones that don't normally exist. PvP's a hard enough matchup in the first place, but going up against Huck as well, I mean, I have no idea what's on this guy's mind other than just, like, terror.
Probably. Of course, Huck last season, he didn't make it out of the group stages. Very surprising, very big upset, but he, who was it? Can't remember who it was. I mean, pretty much, like, he was either going to get first or second, we guessed, and he actually didn't get second. Some other person did. Basically what I'm trying to say is, if Abaeterno, or we say his name, is, decent at PvP, maybe he is really good in his scene, Huck does seem a little, like, not 100%, impossible to beat.
Well, the thing too is, like, he might have not been taking Season 1 seriously. You kind of, you go through these qualifiers and you fight a lot of players who, he was doing the Nexus proxies and stuff like that. Things he gets away with. When he got to the group stage, he may have just simply underestimated all the players he was up against, but...
I think, yeah, he might do it again here. Like, even though he was like, okay, Season 1, group stages take him a little more seriously, this is brackets. This is more of, like, oh, it's brackets, like, I can do this easily. Wow, 2 probe kills.
He's gonna get 3, probably 4, and then recall. It ends up being the case with the Mothership Core. This is something that I haven't seen for a while in PvP, but it's something that is a huge nuisance to deal with. But, yeah, 5 probe kills, no recall.
Oh,
1 shot to go. The Mothership Core with 4 health barely escapes. Forceful gonna lock these stalkers in place. Huck gonna get 2 kills on top of this. This could not have opened better for him.
that could have went a bit better for Abaeterno, I feel. The Zealot got so many swipes. That's what really went wrong right there. But he could have danced around, killed that low stalker, probably killed the sentry, and of course the Militia Core with only 1 health was not going to help.
Well, 4 health, but the thing, it might as well be 1. The thing is, though, 0 resources lost from Huck. He walks out of this, like, I mean, not unscathed. His units are all almost dead, but doesn't lose a thing for the time being. This is a huge advantage going forward, especially against a player like Abaeterno who's gone with Void Rays. Now, did Huck actually see the Star... I believe he did, yes. So he saw the Stargates, came back home, perhaps was anticipating Oracles, perhaps was anticipating Phoenix, but those are coming a little bit later than earlier, and that's kind of a bit of a backwards way to approach this. In the meantime, we set up a pylon as well, so we can go for a proxy. The first thing he wants is he wants all the units for Abaeterno. As soon as he sees the Oracle in his base, he'll just warp in offensively.
Yeah, usually you get the Oracle first, and the Void Ray comes after.
Yeah.
He might have been afraid with the scout seeing the 3 gateways or seeing. I think he saw the double gateways that Huck put down on 20. So maybe a little afraid. He's getting the Oracle as you said, but this is at a point where Huck definitely has enough to and has the knowledge to just stay in his main base and chill there. Make sure the Oracle doesn't get any damage. Before it gets too far in, also worth noting, Huck is actually at Red Bull Atlanta. They helped him set it up so he could play. So it might not be the optimal conditions, which I think happened last season too. Like, wasn't he playing on like a laptop or something for a couple of his games? Just never seems to be quite. That Oracle did nothing. Never seems to be quite the perfect scenario for Huck in Copa America.
Oh, and Abaeterno doesn't. Speaking of, well, I mean, this is the perfect scenario for Huck right now because Abaeterno didn't see this coming. 3 Stalkers warp in. He's actually got the offensive advantage here. Sounds that Void Ray, but with Blink, he can get away from it pretty easily. So targets down the probe. Another free probe kill. Blinks away. Doesn't take any real damage here, and Abaeterno doesn't think to look. I mean, it kind of just looks like those 3 Stalkers walked up from the ramp. It doesn't seem like there's a pylon right freaking there, but of course there is.
It's so absurd how, like, forming buildings just don't see anything at all.
Right? Well, it's because there's no workers in it to stand on top and scout away. Anyways, this game looking to be about over here. GG gonna be called. Yup. And Huck will lock down game 1 in this best of 3. Woo! I gotta go fix the overlay. Guys, I love GameHeart. I was going to throw this out there. We've been pushing the Copa America people to start using different UIs. We're not there yet. But hopefully we will be soon. So I just got to sign this back to the ESL WCS interface. There we go. So some people may have been like, "Oh yay, GameHeart," but no, I'm sorry. That was just me having the wrong one up for the time being. Anyways, Huck made that look easy, but the thing is, in PvP, it's not. Even if you're a Grandmaster player coming up against like a Diamond player, you run the risk of A, either getting cocky, or B, having the wrong build to open for this. I like that Huck went for the Blink Stalkers. I do feel it's kind of the best catch-all build of all the builds that you can go for. Not knowing whether it's going to be an Oracle, maybe a DT, whatever the case may be. So it sets him up really nicely for the game, and I don't imagine he's going to strafe too far from that in Game 2. And shoot, I don't have. Do you know what the player channel for this is?
No.
It was something similar to this name.
No.
I'm like typing in like a bunch of combinations right now. Like, oh, there we go. I got an invite.
Did you accept it?
No, not invite. Like I invited the channel. So I'm just seeing if we're hosting Game 2 or if he is. It's King Sejong. You might not be able to use the GameHeart overlay, but we do get the GameHeart game mod, which is cool, so it's kind of halfway. Okay, let's go get these guys invited to the game now. Abaeterno. I keep wanting to say Habanero. Ah! Were there any other casters with us that game? Do I need to invite or?
No. No, wait.
I don't think there were. Alright, where's this? So let me go reset the map intro. King Sejong. PvP. Alright. Alright guys, let's rock and roll. Game number 2 starting up right now. See you guys here in just a sec. All right, welcome back to game number 2. Already well underway here, guys. This is Copa America Season 2, and we have the right overlay on this time. I'm not quite there yet. We got a sneaky probe that came out, so we'll do the introductions here pretty quickly. I just got to turn off mouse scrolling before this kills the cast today. There we go. All right, spotting here in the top left corner of the map from Evil Geniuses, taking a very convincing game number 1. It's our red Protoss hero, Huck.
In the bottom right, up to shenanigans. It's going to be the blue Protoss, Abaeterno. Why do I get the hard name?
Strategy, that's why. Now, this is an awkward place to proxy, and I think he's just going to do the 1 gate to the Stalkers, not the actual 2 gates. This is actually something we're seeing more players commonly place out here more towards the 3rd or as an in-base proxy. I've not seen anyone really go out of their way to do it as a natural, because if a probe comes out to scout, I'm pretty sure it's going to accidentally bump into this. For Huck, though, to start, I mean, this isn't too bad. If this was double Zealots, this actually gets a little bit scary. But if there's going to be Stalkers, probes can actually hold pretty decently until you get your Mothership Core out.
Either way, it's usually a difficult hold.
Yeah.
One misclick on either side can mean the end. It is definitely very risky, but you know, I would say, like, you know, since Huck did it so convincingly last game, that, you know, maybe this is the best bet. But, you know, Huck was only so convincing partially because that Mothership Core started the game off so bad, which Abaeterno did acknowledge in the chat. He was like, I should have respected it more. But 4 kills that early obviously set him back quite a lot. But maybe still not feeling confident in the macro game, even though it was a really big 1 mistake.
Yeah, I'm not loving that he's choosing to rally the Zealot forward too. Usually this is something you bank up 2 and then go, or bank up 3 and then go. Because this kind of signals to Huck, oh, hey, there's a proxy right outside my base. He's going to have, you know, he doesn't need to scout this to know this. So probes get pulled. He'll probably mineral walk the low ones back to the mineral lines. There we go, disengaging them as well. Zealot doing what it can, but not losing a single probe. Kills the first Zealot, and that's micro right there, guys. That's control.
Yeah, a bit of lack of macro from Abaeterno as well. Huck obviously going to get the much faster stalker, chronoing that out, also going to be able to afford a Mothership Core as soon as possible, hopefully for him, because that's really what usually, you know, sets the timer.
Yeah, what happened in the game that made it so Huck shouldn't have a Cybercore this much earlier than his opponent? Abaeterno must have been either making too many probes or queued too many Zealots. What's this one doing?
I think
this is an awkward mess.
Yeah, I think he shouldn't have, like, queued the second Zealot. I think that was where it went wrong, but this has gone all types of wrong.
Yeah, this is how not to proxy here. I mean, Abaeterno, I'm sure he's gotten some success with this on ladder, but you're not coming up against your average hero that's a low Masters player. You're coming up against Huck. Not only is he Grandmaster, but, you know, tournament contender. Well, technically not Grandmaster. Nobody's Grandmaster right now, but, you know.
The technicalities.
Yeah,
This is kind of GG, but it is there's no losers bracket, so why not just stick in until the end?
Yeah, a little bit sad to see through these qualifiers. I mean, it's a pretty tough qualifier too, because you only have 1 shot. I mean, Copa America is kind of brutal that way.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, it's always an opportunity, and that's what's great about it, that, you know, there's only a certain number of, you know, fan favorites that people know. I mean, there's Huck, there's Major, there's, like, Fog and Ruff, but, you know, there's a lot of chances for people up and coming, like Belord, for instance, or B-Lord, to actually make a name for himself. So now we know him as the guy that does the Ultralisks against Mech, and
yeah, I will never forget B-Lord's Ultralisks, ever.
Yeah.
But both players matching each other with 3 gates. Difference is Huck's are already done and Abaeterno's are not. Probes can maybe be pulled a little bit into this if he had a little bit more juice, but the Mothership Core pops at the worst timing possible. Focus down immediately. No chance of an overcharge. No chance of this game. The Stalker's locked in by the pylon. Son of a gun.
Oh, wow. Everything terrible.
Well, I mean, he's safe from the Zealot at least.
Pretty unlucky.
Very unlucky indeed, but also somewhat outclassed there. And not to be surprised though, guys, Huck is probably one of the guys that are going to make it out today's qualifier. You look at a lot of the names on the list. There's a lot of fun players. There's a lot of good players. But with Major on the top half of the bracket and Huck in the bottom half of the bracket, this kind of says out of the 4 players that qualify from today, 2 are going to be very well known.